All right, guys. All right, guys. So first and foremost, my question to you is this: is that fan too loud? Because I swear to God, I'll move it. It's yeah, is that fan pretty bad? If it's bad, I got you. Like I'll move it. Fan is fine. Really? I'll only do a Kawhi deal if it's cheap. Probably won't be cheap. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, all right. You thinking Fox for Jalen? Jalen who? It's noticeable. Is that better? Actually, I might be fine. Turn it off. Yeah, I might be fine. Turn it off. It was really hot in here, and the AC didn't reach my room, so I think it hit. I think it hit now though. All right, what's up, people? What's good? Oh, your boy needs a shave. Your boy desperately needs to shave. I don't know what I'm doing. Gotta get my life together. Not too loud, but we can hear it. It's alright. I turned it off. I think I got you guys slightly on a delay. I'm gonna have to change that next time we go live, because it's not like real time. I think you guys are a few seconds behind. I think I did that for the draft just in case. I think that's what I did that for. Fox got to come off the bench and let Dylan develop into the star guard. Woo, him coming off the bench. We'll see if that's something they do. I feel like that's something they are not gonna do. Can I show you guys something really stupid? I want to share something really stupid. Hold on. It's really stupid and I can't stop laughing at it. It's very stupid. Hold on. Where is it? It's from this guy's channel. Where is it? Let me find it. Let's see. Gosh, he has this many videos? Is it this far down? How long ago did he post it? Castle off the bench is crazy talk. Yeah, I like him being the initiator, but I will say Dylan Harper is he plays well next to Fox though. He plays well next to both of them, honestly. That's why I think he should start. Hold on, let me I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna have to click on it actually in the, cause I sent it to somebody. Why do I have to do it this way? Hold on. 2 weeks ago? Okay, let's see if we can find it. If I go 2 weeks ago. Why did you pin this? Because that was like a banger, bro. Let me look at this other stuff. That's 11 weeks ago. Okay, so it's on here somewhere. Where the heck is it? 5 weeks ago. Ah, here it is. All right. I got to show you this. Because this is how stupid I am. This is how funny I find this. Hold on. This is ducks trying to find the goose in their flock.
There's a goose amongst us. No way. I wonder who it could be. Well, it's not me. Quack, quack. It's not me. Quack, quack. It's not me. Yeah, I just don't know who it could be. Beats me. Alright, I'm gonna go get some fish from the lake if anyone wants some. Yeah, I'll take 2 if you don't mind. Alright, that's 3 for us. How many do you want? I'll take 3 more if you don't mind. Sorry, I'm kinda hungry. What pond you say you were from? I'm from the pond by Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese has a small pond for such a big duck like yourself. Are you calling me a liar? I'm calling you a goose. What? Duck, duck, goose. Quack, 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 quack. Guys.
Okay. Okay. Leave. Get out. If you want to leave, get out, please. Just get out. I don't care. Get out. I'm sorry. Just leave. I do not care. Okay. Okay. I don't know why that. I don't. I don't know. It's just so absurd. I don't know. Bye. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed your time. Get out. Oh, yo, Clay, this is what you laugh at. It was funny. It was funny. I don't know. Screw you guys. It's like, look, about 200,000 other people find that funny too. So I'm not the only one that's weird. 5 minutes. It was 1 minute. You guys are such like tablet babies. Oh my God. Were you born in 2010? Oh my God. That wasted 5 minutes. It was 1 minute. It was 1 minute. Gosh. Everybody likes their TikToks 5 seconds. All right? Sometimes you got to set up the joke for the punchline. Okay? Sometimes you got to set up the joke, which is just a goose yelling at 2 ducks. That you got, whatever. Screw you guys. Were you born in 2023? I was actually born this year. Yeah, I was actually born this year in January 12th, 2026. 1976. Oh, so you're not a tablet baby. You typewriter babies, bro. I swear to God, you typewriter babies. Ridiculous. Your attention span. It's that millennial humor. It's just stupid. And I'm pretty sure the kid's probably Gen Z. It's just stupid. Guys, sometimes you gotta just laugh at things, okay? Why does everything have to be so serious? Gosh, you guys are so weird. Just chill, bro. God. I hate you guys. I think Keldon got to be traded because he was exposed the entire playoffs, and when he was in a slump, like Fox, he kept shooting. I don't think Keldon has to be traded. There's no reason to say he has to be traded. But if Fox were to be traded, you might have to send Keldon too. If it was for another star. Because then you have to make enough room, right? It was funny these people are trolling. Dude, the people that's in the chat right now are people I've never seen before in my life. Like, they are used to going to channels and everything being so serious. And, like, this is serious business. It's basketball, all right? Laugh. I don't care. It was funny. It was funny. Thank you, Mark. I thought it was funny. It's stupid. It's so absurd that it makes it funny. You never really know what people are doing in their house. True. That's crazy. See that pic of Keldon in a sling? Oh, yeah, somebody sent me that. he was like actually hurt. No, I can't find it. Yeah, somebody sent that to me. I didn't think it was really worth like bringing up, because I don't even think Keldon did that poorly, but that explains a lot if he was hurt throughout the playoffs. Honestly, dude, it really comes down to Mitch Johnson. We kind of complained about it throughout the season. You got to use more guys during the season, bro. You got to do it. You got to make sure you do that. So by the time you get to the finals, or you get to the playoffs, you're good to go. As a working class, super serious adult man, I take every chance to laugh at dumb stuff. Yeah, it was funny. I don't think we need a small dude that plays big. Keldon is really just a great team guy, honestly. He's really great for showing new players the ropes on what it means to be a Spur. And you can get a solid like 10 minutes out of Keldon a game. Like it's not the biggest deal in the world. Keldon, even though throughout the playoffs he wasn't that great, he was still useful at times. And I thought his defense got better by the time we got to the finals. It was better. Malik is going to be a dog. Yeah. He's kind of a hawk defensively. I just don't know how much playing time he would ever get. He'll probably be on a two-way. Along with, was it Gillespie? They'll probably both be on two ways. At least we finally got some actual forwards. Yeah, we're good. Reed took Sohan's number 10. Thought it was going to get retired. You're joking. Of course it wasn't. I'm really excited for these draft picks. Did you watch the rookies introductions? No, we're going to do that. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. This is going to be the most divisive comment section after this segment's uploaded, chat. It is going to be crazy. Like, I really encourage you to see whenever I upload this and look at what the comments are saying. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 60-40. 60 saying yes, 40 saying no, absolutely not. I don't care. Get away from me. So we'll talk about that in a second. What am I talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. Before we take a look, big shout out to Prize Picks as always. I'm not super familiar with the World Cup, but if you guys are and you're feeling confident, go do your own lineup. You just do more or less as far as stats, and you create your lineups. Just use promo code HMA and you'll get $50 instantly on your first $5. So go check it out. Link in the description. Yeah, get your Prize Picks going, man. I don't want to give you guys any advice because I truly don't. I don't know any of these players, so I would just be making something up, and I don't want to do that. But if you guys are interested, please go check it out. USA, go USA, I guess. I don't know. All right, so check this out. I'm just gonna show it. I'm just gonna put it on screen. All right. Okay. I know that gave you a bigger jump scare than Obsessions, or Obsession. Yes, Kawhi Leonard. This is true. So if you guys did not know, if you weren't keeping up with the news cycle, there was some crazy things coming out of Kawhi's camp. And honestly, if you're a Spurs fan, you know, if you hear any news about Kawhi Leonard, you probably should believe it. To be real, you probably should take him for it at his word. Okay, so this was some of the latest updates. So Clippers are trying to keep Kawhi, and his first choice is remaining with the team. Just a little strange that his first choice is remaining with the team. Sure, what would change that? I guess they're saying the only thing that would change that is if the Clippers wanted to move him. But then they go on to say Raptors have genuine interest should Leonard become available. And then Kawhi wouldn't have interest in signing an extension with the Pistons or Heat. If they traded him, he would only consider signing an extension with the Raptors or Spurs if traded. And then it says Clippers feel they still have avenues to fortify this roster around Leonard and remain in Western Conference contention. So what I take out of this is I find it very suspicious that, oh yeah, we're determined to keep Kawhi, and Kawhi is saying this is his first choice. But we also had a conversation with him about, hey, if we traded you, what would that look like? To me, Clippers are struggling. They are scared because I'm pretty sure this is Kawhi Leonard's last year. And, you know, the roster that they constructed. Here's the thing. In the Western Conference Finals, specifically, but in both conferences, you can't really wait around anymore. Like with the new CBA and just how teams are building and how you have to construct your teams, you need to just strike while the iron's hot. If your guys is not working, you got some older veterans, someone on a expiring contract, it's just not good enough. Like think about how tough the West was this season, to the point where Clippers struggled at the beginning of the season, went on a massive win streak, won so many games, and barely squeaked in. Like that's how difficult it is to win in the West. And at that point, you might as well just hang it up, right? And I think that that's where they're leaning towards, and it also would just make the most sense for them. Now, with that being said, let me say this. So we're kind of in a weird position. So do I want Kawhi Leonard on this team? And I'm sure we already got plenty of comments in the chat. I'll just ask you guys, do you want Kawhi Leonard on this squad? For me, I would undoubtedly take Kawhi Leonard back. Undoubtedly. Now, there are a few things that worry me a little bit. The fact that, you know, he had that under-the-table stuff going on with the Clippers owner. Just some of the stuff, like how he wanted to be treated as a star. But I think that this really humbled him. Like that last playoff run, it just really humbled him. The last time Kawhi Leonard was a hot commodity, someone that you really thought you could build a team around, was with the Raptors. It just has not been the same. He was supposed to go to L.A. There was a lot of arrogance behind that, saying he's going to be the king of L.A. We had those commercials where he was talking trash. Well, he wasn't talking trash, but it was very obvious. It was a subliminal hit towards LeBron. It was a lot of nonsense, right? And then media jumped on the Kawhi bandwagon, and it was crazy. And then it turned into it was all Spurs' fault, actually. It was ridiculous. But I think that he is grown from that. I think that overall, you know, it really humbled him. For him to come out and say, yes, I would like to go to my last two teams, and I wouldn't mind signing an extension with them. Now, our situation is a little weird. So if the Spurs were to go after Kawhi, what you would need to do is trade away, more than likely, Fox, Keldon. I don't know what they'll be asking for. Hopefully we would have some sort of leverage, since if he said, hey, I'm going to the Spurs, I'm not going to sign anywhere else, maybe we'll have a little bit of leverage. But you're gonna give something away. You got to give something away, and it might potentially be Carter Bryant, De'Aaron Fox, Keldon, and a pick or something. It would be something. It would be something. I'm not crazy about it. I would try to keep Carter Bryant. I would try to keep my entire roster. But if he did say I only want to go to one place, and then other teams are like, well, we're not going to try this, we're not going to do anything, then maybe we can get away with another steal, right? But I think I would take Kawhi. He fits a need for us. Obviously, 3-and-D. When he's healthy, he's one of the best in the NBA. And if he truly wants to come back and he's like, hey, I want an extension as well, then it could be a realization like, dang, maybe this wasn't the best move, right? Maybe financially it was fine, but, you know, I want to win. And if that's the case, I'm cool with that. I'm not going to hold a grudge for any of this. But this is what I think the Spurs should do. If they were to decide to do it, I'm in favor. I'm okay with it. I think that it is going to be a huge risk if you did that. We would need to see how far along Dylan Harper has come, and it would have to be at the deadline or something like that. Because I think I really like Fox being on the team for that insurance for the third ball handler, because we desperately need one. And that would mean if we were to trade him, that meant that Dylan Harper came a long way. Because one thing that people forget, because you know I love me some Dylan Harper, and I think he should get the opportunity to start easily. But one thing that people do forget is that his role was very simplified this season. Like, Dylan Harper was not asked to do a bunch. Honestly, it was really just attack the rim. role player almost. And it wasn't until you get later into the playoffs where we started to see more of those passing chops, more of that great ball handling, and he just blossomed, right? But I don't think that that's possible if it weren't for them keeping his role pretty simple throughout the season. So overall, I don't think the Spurs held back Dylan Harper. It's just really difficult for point guards and guards in general to really adjust and get to that point. But he grew so fast, and I think the playoffs helped him like crazy. If you guys recall, he did struggle in the playoffs at some point. But yeah, and then obviously it's like the perfect storm. Well, for him, I guess. Perfect storm with De'Aaron Fox messed up ankle already, having a bad tendency to screw up in closing games, and just seeing Dylan Harper bloom. And now everyone is like, no, he needs to start right now, which I agree. He needs to start. But as far as him being the primary ball handler, primary point guard, I don't know if he's there yet. I'm hoping that he is. I just say all that to say this. If I'm the San Antonio Spurs, I'm chilling. All right. You don't have to go out and get Leonard. I don't think you don't win a championship if you don't make this move. I think the Spurs are going to win a championship. Like, we are set up really well right now. And yeah, so I would just wait. I would just wait it out. Let his contract end, and then maybe they want to do some type of sign and trade or something like that, and we can kind of reevaluate at the end of this whole thing. Like, let's say, for instance, we do come up short, then maybe you do want to do a sign and trade at the very end. And if it's up to before the All-Star break and you want to make a trade, then in that case, it would mean that Dylan Harper has been freaking amazing and Fox has fell off the face of the earth, and maybe you can make something happen. I don't know, but I'm just letting you guys know Kawhi Leonard is out there. He wants to play for the Spurs again, but I definitely wouldn't get rid of Carter Bryant. I definitely would even be hesitant with Fox to do it. So it's just a tough situation because we all know he's injury prone, and it's not like injury prone is sometimes thrown at players that don't deserve it. Kawhi Leonard undoubtedly deserves injury prone status. But I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, LeBron. Why did I say LeBron? Kawhi stats. My brain isn't working. Let's see what it looks like. I think he played a lot of games this season, though. He was able to play a lot, which is a little strange for him. Actually, be stats. Let's see. Yeah, he plays 65 games, which is the most games he's played in 10 years. Oh, no. 2 years. He also got to 68 two years ago. Yeah. But before that, it was back in 2016-17 with us, before that injury and everything. So I don't know, but he's a near 30 point per game scorer, 50% from the field, 38%, nearly 39% from three, 89% from free throw line. It will be very difficult for me to say no to Kawhi Leonard, even with him at his age. And this is just the benefit that you have, right, with having a winning team, having the future GOAT. And I think Kawhi got severely, and I mean severely, humbled in the playoffs. Or was it the play-in? It was the play-in game. Yeah, he got humbled, bro. He got humbled. He completely disappeared in that second half. He couldn't do anything with Draymond Green guarding him. It was ugly, bro. It was absolutely ugly. 16% from three. It was bad. So, yeah, if we're getting, and that was 40 minutes, by the way. Shoot, that's bad. Ooh, that's bad. 5 turnovers. So if we're getting a Kawhi Leonard that's humbled, want to return, I'm cool with it. But I'll just say this with my whole heart. I don't want to get rid of Carter Bryant. I would keep him. So that's probably going to be the toughest thing. Yeah. Kawhi shot is killer with Vic behind him. OMG. It will be nasty. I mean, we already got kind of a juggernaut of a defensive team coming into this season. Yeah, it will be curtains, bro. It will be curtains for the NBA. Might be a Chicago Bulls run as far as how many wins they get. He got to apologize publicly to the Spurs and Pop and RC Buford. Him and Fred VanVleet, dude has a weak mind. He doesn't have to publicly apologize to the Spurs and Pop. He doesn't have to do that. Look, Kawhi Leonard, to be fair to him, let's just be a little fair to Kawhi. All that was BS. All that was nasty. Orchestrated mostly from his uncle. It was very obvious that's what they were doing. Threw us under the bus. But when it was all said and done, I felt like we got a little bit more petty than he did. Like, Pop started saying stuff, which was true, but you could tell he was upset, saying like he's not a leader and stuff like that. And then, Kawhi Leonard, after that, not too long after that, he was a little upset, but he eventually said how much he appreciated the Spurs and they're a great organization. Him and Pop made up, and it's been a journey and it's been fine. So to be fair to Kawhi, I don't think he owes anyone an apology. I don't think he needs to apologize to us. I don't think he needs to apologize to Pop or RC. I'm sure he's already talked to Pop a little bit. Honestly, your apology should be what you do on the court. That's how you make it up. Make it up by bringing us another ring. Bring us that 6th ring that you should have brought us back then. That's how I see it. But I'm not going to hold it against him. It's been so long, guys. And it's not just because we got Wemby. I've been kind of over it for a while. I mean, God, when was that? Yeah, 10 years ago. I mean, it's a decade ago, guys. Like, what were you doing 10 years ago, Anyway. Will David Jones-Garcia return? What are your inside sources saying? I didn't hear anything about David Jones, or, Jones-Garcia. What is the last thing I heard? It hasn't really been anything crazy. I know the Spurs are definitely looking for another wing. They're interested in Rui Hachimura. I don't know. I haven't heard anything else. Don't fall for it, chat. Never forgive. You can forgive. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. I'm not over it. Never will be. Yeah. I think it's other things throughout the Spurs history that I'm more irritated with than, Kawhi. I think there was a lot of him and his family getting pretty arrogant when it came to things. I think, wasn't it his sister that backlash or started going at people on Instagram back then? I don't know if you guys remember that. That was crazy. She ended up taking over one of the Spurs fan pages, I think, and then she was just going ballistic at people. I think she went off at me at one point. That was weird. I remember that. Anywho, yeah, just it was so long ago. It's just not that big a deal. And with him winning with Toronto, we all saw that series. We all saw how beat up the Warriors were, but it didn't matter. The narrative was still Kawhi just took the Toronto Raptors to a championship, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure. Oh crap! If I did it this way, it's not gonna work. Wonder if I can change the date. I'm pretty sure that last game against the Warriors, Kawhi completely laid an egg. Was it not 2018, 2019 that they played? Oh, yeah, it is. And it was June 13th. And I think he completely laid an egg in this game. He was struggling. But people aren't going to remember that, right? The narrative is Kawhi Leonard brought us a championship. Yeah, he was a -2. He was 7 for 16, which is okay, but 1 for 5 from 3. He was kind of choking in that game. And he missed a lot of big shots near the end from what I remember. But like I said, the Warriors were really beat up. And after that, I'm sure his head got big. Dude, I just got my championship. And then went all to the Lakers and not Lakers, the Clippers. I'm going to do it there too. And he got severely humbled over the years. So we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We don't have to get him. Just tell me what you think. I'm yapping now. Moving on. Hey guys, Peaceful Nick fan here. What's up? I see you in the comments all the time. I do see you. Just so you know. Sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, barely beat a hurt Golden State. I ain't trying to hate. It's just the truth. I ain't trying to hate. We ain't trying to hate. We ain't trying to hate. Me and Mo right here. We're not trying to hate. But what are you looking at? I was looking at my phone. It's kind of, I'm in like a weird position because my phone is charging. So like I got a notification. I was trying to look at it, but like, yeah. Kind of weird. Castle and Leonard would have SGA question in life. Bro. Well, we don't need them, but if the price is right, you do it, bro. And I would trade him for Fox if Dylan Harper comes along. All right, chat. You ready to listen to our nerd? I want to take a look at our nerd. Who's the nerd I'm talking about, chat? Which nerd am I talking about? I might have the chat on delay, so I'm just going to say it. Jaden Quaintance. Jaden Quaintance. We actually have his own words, how he's feeling about joining the team, what he's looking forward to, all that good stuff. I have not watched it yet. I do want to show you this, and we'll do our sponsor, and then we'll take a look at Jaden interview. But a lot of people were worried about like his knee, right? And I do have some news. Oh, actually, somebody asked me earlier. Oh, we call him JQ now? You know what's really funny? I called him Predator because I was like, oh, yeah, it's like Alien and Predator, you know, Wimby and him. And people were like, you probably shouldn't call him Predator. That man's a predator. But yeah, so I actually did get some news when it comes to it's probably already out there, but I heard it a few days ago. But apparently the knee injury isn't that bad. You know, he is going to get some more surgery. It's more just like cleanup on the meniscus and all that. And then afterwards, they're thinking about 3 to 4 months when he can start activity again. So I think, this is just me personally, I think he'll probably be available near January, right? And that would be perfect if he can play a few minutes in January, have, you know, the All-Star break, and then come back and really get to work. That's what I think. But we'll see. So ready by January. No one said that. What I heard was he could start activity, I think, in about 4 months or something like that. But they're going to try to give him that quick surgery as soon as possible. But his workouts were really nice. He's moving around really well. Everything seemed fine. It's just a matter of, hey, let's just make sure you're as healthy as humanly possible. And knowing the Spurs, they're not going to say a specific timeline. That's just what I'm assuming. I'm assuming January. Like, we're in July right now. Let's say we're getting into July. Let's say he gets the surgery. You got July, August, September, October, November. That would be 4 months. Knowing how the Spurs are, they're very cautious. December, January. That would be an extra 2 months. I think that's when he'll start playing. But we'll see. But I do believe that he'll be here when it's all said and done and getting that work in. And one thing that's really positive for us as well is his role is going to be simplified, right? We really just need him to be more of a defensive presence. He doesn't have to have the full offensive package yet or anything like that. You know, just get us some easy dunks, some easy lobs, play some good defense, and we're good to go. It is so crazy that this dude is 18 years old and he is built. He looks like a 7-footer. And I think it's that 7'5" wingspan. It's ridiculous. He looked like a 7-footer. Okay. Sorry. Keeping the sponsor waiting too long. Shout out to Prize Picks if you guys are interested. Go check it out. I am not super familiar with the World Cup in football, if you will. But if you guys are and you're interested in doing your own lineups, you just do more or less as far as stats, create it, and you'll get $50 instantly on your first $5. But you have to use the promo code HMA, as you can see at the top right. Just use promo code HMA and use the link in the bio in the description box, and you are good to go. And you can create your own lineups, guys. So, yeah, if you want to try to win some moolah, go check it out. But yeah, I'm really excited about Jaden Quaintance, guys. You have no idea how excited I am. I think the San Antonio Spurs went ahead and just uploaded a better version, so I don't have to look at the live stream of it. So let's see if we can find that. 31 minutes. Yeah, they uploaded a better version. Oh my God, that's loud. All right, guys. All right, let's skip to Jaden Quaintance. Yeah. That's Reed. All right, guys. So if this is your first time listening to him, it's going to be very funny. I'm not making fun of him. It's just funny. It's just one of those things where you see someone you expect, like, you know what they're going to sound like. And then when they talk, you're like, oh, wait, you're like a teddy bear. You know what's crazy? He looks really cool and he's a beast. But what's funny is, like, him and Carter Bryant are the mere opposites of each other. Like, Carter Bryant looked like he would be so innocent and sweet. And Carter Bryant, when he talks, he's a lunatic. He sounds like a lunatic. And then it's the complete opposite. It's like they switched brains. You listen to our boy Jaden talk here, and he's a teddy bear, bro. He's a nerd. He's a dork. He's a dweeb, just like me.
Jaden, Jacob Toby with Spurs Television. Welcome to San Antonio. Really excited to watch you play this upcoming season.
This. Oh, I'm sorry. This is super loud. I'm sorry, chat. Let me turn it down a little bit.
What excites you most about joining the Spurs, specifically with Victor Wembanyama, the Defensive Player of the Year?
I would say just playing with such a young team, being a younger player myself, being able to relate to a lot of people on the team is going to be fun. Again, seeing the success that they had early, being able to be pliable, be able to switch multiple positions, be able to play fast, I feel like I'll fit in here really well.
Why do you
self-insert? A little bit. You know what's really funny is when we went live last time and we were listening to some of his interviews, I was just making fun. I was just teasing. I was like, oh, this guy likes chess. You know, he's such a dork. I was like, what a dweeb. I want to give him a noogie. And then he ended up saying that he enjoys manga. And I was like, wait. I was like, wait a minute. He said, you're right. Hold on. I'm going to show you exactly who he sounds like after this next question and answer.
Why do you like defense so much?
I mean, it helps win games. That's half of the game. I mean, again, if you score more points than the other team, you win games. Half of that is defense, I feel like.
I love him. Hold on. He's so matter of fact with his answers too. I love it. Now let me show you who he sounds like. There's this TikToker I really like, and he reminded me of this character. I posted it. Where is it? Oh gosh, I didn't realize it did some numbers, guys. It did a little bit of number. It did some numbers on Twitter. Here it is.
Deal, buddy, you got next?
Yes, I got next, man. I love basketball. I've been waiting for y'all to call me, yeah.
You hoop?
Yes, just give me 2 seconds. Let me get ready.
I mean, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Eyes ready? Yes. Hoop.
Man, what the fuck?
Come on, pass me your basketball.
Are you sure you hoop?
Pass me your basketball. I'm say so. Yes. Watch this. Steph Curry. You ready? Steph Curry. You ain't seen no hand hoop like this. You ain't seen no. Where you going? Yes, that's 21. That's game.
What's the deal, buddy? You got next?
Look how he's standing.
Yes.
Okay. I love basketball. Okay, sorry. Where is it? Sorry. I love him. I genuinely do love him. Quaintance is awesome, bro. Sounds like Norbit. Yeah, or Bobby Boucher. Playing, he doesn't sound like that. Okay.
Welcome to San Antonio and welcome to the Spurs. We look forward to seeing you play. Now,
she's
your
like such a sweet lady. Who is that?
Who is your family that brought you here? Are they here?
Yeah, they're right
Where
over
are
there.
they? Congratulations. I bet you're dreaming right now, right? It's like you can't believe you're here.
Who is this lady? That's his auntie? Is it really? It has to be. This is so sweet. Can we get her at every one of these conferences? Like, I would light up too. Where's your family? They're right over there. That's so sweet. She might not even ask a question.
In the NBA, but you're an amazing player because I've seen you play. So congratulations.
Appreciate you.
She didn't even ask a question. The only question was, where's your family? I'm a softie, y'all. I'm a softie. I'm sorry. Yes, that's my family. Yes.
Just your thoughts on playing with Victor, a great shot blocker. You're a great shot blocker. What are your thoughts on playing with him and the kind of defense you guys can have in the future?
I feel like we'll really be able to shrink the floor, make it really hard to score in the paint. Also being able to, again, close out and guard those other positions, use our long wingspans to our advantage. I feel like it'll be a great combination.
I think you mentioned to us the other night on the Zoom that you had a little more, another procedure to do on your knee before you're good to go. What is that? What does the rest of the summer and going into the fall look like for you? Or what do you know about
He
that?
won't be joining the summer league. We know that.
That process right now.
I don't know anything concrete all the way yet, but I know here that they said their priority is making sure that I'm 100% and fully healthy. So I'm just trusting the medical staff here that they're going to put me in the best position to be successful.
It's probably an obvious follow-up, but do you have any, has there been any decision on Summer League? Will you be able to participate in that or not?
I haven't been told yet.
I love him so much because I'm sorry, guys. He does look, he's so big. He's just so big. And he plays big and he plays like a dog and he's nasty and he's so competitive. And I love him as a player. He was supposed to be a top 7 pick. I love him. I love Jaden. And I love how much of a nerd he is. It's great. It's perfect. It's just, oh, he's so big. Oh, God. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. He's a predator. Alien and predator, baby.
Hey Jaden, I know it's been kind of a whirlwind few days, but what has it been like since you've gotten here in terms of getting in the building, meeting all the people here, and you bring up even the medical staff. How has it been settling in here in San Antonio?
It's been great so far, just getting to interact with the community, even at the airport, you know, seeing people, again, who will watch the draft, knowing that I'm going to be a part of their organization, seeing the love that they have for basketball here. It's been an honor. It's been a great experience so far. I've really enjoyed it.
Jaden, this is Carolina with Perfect in the red.
Oh, there you go.
To be fair, I think Carolina's pretty tiny.
Okay.
Welcome to San Antonio. You mentioned your family. They are a big basketball family, super supportive of your career. What lessons did you learn at home that you wish to bring on the court and off the court while you're in San Antonio?
I learned to destroy my enemies by any means necessary.
One of the lessons I said I learned the most is probably resilience. You know, my dad played 14 years overseas, played 4 years in college, so him being a tougher player, having to fight through a bunch of adversity, having to fight through different injuries of his own, and me having to grow up playing in a bunch of different situations, moving around a lot growing up, I feel like it taught me to be able to fight through adversity and fight through different trials and tribulations I'll have to fight. So that's one of the things I think I learned at home.
Trials and tribulations. Larry, that boy be cheesing with the ladies. No, actually, my guy, Larry, we thought that because we were watching an interview of him in college, and it was like, dang, he's lighting up when like this lady's talking. But then it was a guy too, and he lit up again. I was like, oh, maybe he just likes attractive people in general. I don't know.
And also, you're known for carrying a basketball around college. What was the purpose of doing that and for your mentality, and how did that help you going into San Antonio?
I'm a lunatic. I was actually diagnosed as a psychopath. I'd rather die than lose in a game of basketball.
Just keeping the mindset that when it was time to come back and play, that I'd be ready. And also having done that, again, a lot since I was younger. You could ask my mom, even since back in 6th, 7th grade, I've been doing that. So it's just kind of came natural to me.
You mentioned
he's just being nice to people. No, he's great. He's great. We're just joking. He just likes the positive attention. Life is like a box of chocolates. That is the most random thing you could. What does that have to do with anything?
learning resilience from your father. What advice has he given you to be resilient?
well, trust in the work. Again, he knows the work that we put in since 5th, 6th grade. We've been doing 2 days, 3 days. Just, again, making sure that I'm ready to succeed when I get that.
Let me say this. Oh, it's Woo Bell. Okay, you always look. Jaden is way better than Lopez, unfortunately. Clan be nice, bro. He's still a kid. Yeah, he's like 12.
Stage and get that opportunity. So just trusting the work that you put in and knowing that it'll produce results.
And a little bit of a forward-thinking question, but when you've dreamed about reaching the NBA level, like what type of legacy do you want to leave in the NBA?
Just be that all-star level player, just being the best version of myself that I feel like I can be, and showing that I maximize whatever potential that I have.
Jaden, looking at your clips, you were wearing 21 in 2 different places. Did you ask Brian for that jersey here?
Nah, they cut that off quickly, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I got drafted, they're like, here's a couple number options that you'll have. They killed that dream pretty fast.
Who was your favorite Spur growing up?
Probably Tim Duncan. I feel like he was my grandfather's favorite player since his long.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You just made a lot of people in here really.
Oh no! Your grandfather? No. That doesn't make sense. That was his grandfather. No. It wasn't that long ago. Was it that long ago? No. How could Tim Duncan be? I'm trying to calculate, like, he's 18. Say his dad, I'm 20. What? His granddad is 65. Okay. That's right. I need to keep in mind that he is like 18. Okay. If his granddad is 65, that makes sense. Yeah, because he would have been in his like 40s throughout the. Okay.
I feel really old. Your grandfather's favorite player?
I mean, he watched basketball a lot, but yeah.
Jaden, we heard that you really like chess. What's your favorite chess piece and why? And have you thought about going up against Vic in chess?
Yeah, I heard a lot about chess so far. I got to play against some people on the staff earlier already, so that's been pretty fun. I'd say my favorite chess piece is the knight. There's a bunch of different tricks and things that you could pull off, different tactics that you could pull off with it, so I'd probably say that's my favorite piece.
What's your favorite manga?
Jaden, I'm curious if you watched the NBA Finals, what your experience was like watching the Spurs playoff round and then obviously the finals, and if you ever thought that you would be playing for that team when you were watching them.
Yeah, just seeing all that they were able to accomplish, obviously, in the finals, playing so fast, playing, again, switching everything, switching multiple different positions. I felt like I could have easily imagined myself playing a big role in that sort of style of play. So I was super excited when I got drafted here. Also knowing a couple of the players, having played against them growing up and being on a team with Carter,
Nice.
It was super exciting to see.
Yeah, it was, Carter.
He looks like he loves My Hero Academia. Bro, you know he goes to sleep in a All Might onesie.
Bryant, right? And I think maybe Dylan Harper you'd played against maybe before. What was your relationship like with those guys, and have you talked to them yet?
Yeah, I played with Carter on Paul George Elite, so back when I was kind of getting started moving around a little bit with basketball my freshman year. And Dylan Harper, I played against him a lot, again, just being in the same class after I reclassed up. So, yeah.
That's so crazy, like, when you really think about it. Like, all of these players have played against one another. Like, they're all just top-tier players in the entire country. Like, you kind of forget how rare it is to become an NBA player. Like, you could be such a great player and not touch the NBA.
Yeah, Jaden, a lot of times last year, these guys mentioned that the chemistry, the dynamic kind of felt like one big AAU team. I'm just curious, like...
His favorite anime is One Piece? Yeah, I saw him reading Berserk. His favorite anime is One Piece? I just started One Piece. Well, I didn't just start it, but I'm only at like episode 400 and something. One Piece, that thing made me cry like at least 6 times so far. I didn't know it was that good. I had no idea it was that good. Like, its peaks are peak, and I'm nowhere near, like, apparently I'm nowhere near the good stuff. Like, whew.
Like, you know, if you are to have a chemistry like that with a group of guys that are around each other so much, how much does that help on the court, you know, as you guys are trying to figure out how to face different teams and overcome those challenges?
I feel like it helps a lot just being able to relate to your teammates at a high level. It just makes you, again, want to be able to go to war with those guys and be able to fight for each other.
This is so random, but Kira said maybe he'll get the braces off and have a deep voice like Luther Vandross. That would be wild. You know something that really bothers me? I didn't actually watch the Michael movie because I know that it's just made by his family, so it's not like actually going into depth about Michael as a person. But like Michael Jackson, he had a deep voice, so it really bothers me when I see all those trailers for that movie Michael, and he's talking to his dad in the performative voice. Oh, I want to be a star. No, I'm gonna be a star. Why would he talk to his parent? Like why would he talk to his family? Like that's not how Michael talks. So if it was really actually making it about Michael and not just everyone's image of Michael Jackson, then they would have actually like did right by him. I don't know. Seems like looks like a Wikipedia movie. I'm not in the mood for a Wikipedia movie. That movie was dope though. You just like the songs. I didn't watch the movie, so I can't say fully, but I mean, just certain things I've heard, and then watching the trailer in and of itself, I'm like, why is he doing that voice in front of like people he's really close to? That doesn't make any sense. This isn't truly talking about Michael. This is fans' version of Michael. Also saw a clip where he said that he almost died from that Pepsi commercial incident in which Michael said, I almost died, but I have to perform for my fans. Yeah, no, he didn't almost die. There's a difference between almost dying and could have died, but he didn't almost die. That's a nitpick though.
Thank you, Jay.
Oh, nice. We ended this off with me complaining about the Michael movie. Nice. It's vocal training stuff. Bruh, you didn't even watch it though? Sometimes you hear enough about something and you watch enough clips of it and you kind of get a vibe and just don't really have interest in it. I mean, what? Wait, I'm sorry. You're saying I didn't watch it. That detail that I gave you, does that matter if I've seen it at all? Like, I saw clips of Michael talking to his family in the Michael voice. And let me ask you, does he ever actually use his real voice in the movie since you saw it? Does he actually use his deep Michael Jackson voice, or do they just put on the I'm Michael Jackson voice the whole time? Because that small detail tells me a lot about the movie as a whole. Because you can't get that wrong if you're going to genuinely make a movie about Michael Jackson and go into depth about his psychology, what he experienced, the depths of who he was as a person. Like, if you do not get that detail, then you're not actually telling a true story. Clan, that was pretty good. Let me hear your Michael Jackson voice again. No, I'm okay. Anyways, it's whatever. It was 1,000% better than Scary Movie, which you did watch. Okay, to be fair, I went to see Scary Movie because I was very curious. I didn't want to hear anything about it. I was like, let me just indulge in the stupidity, and hopefully it's as good as the old ones. I didn't expect it to be that bad. I mean, I hear Wayne Brothers come back. I know that Marlon Wayans has made a bunch of trash for a long time now, but I was like, please, this could be something, please. So I went very hopeful in that. When it comes to biopics, I'm not someone that like is super excited to go see them, because a lot of time they don't tell the story how it actually is. You know, they create like a parasocial movie, and I don't care for those. I sing I Want You Back. Shamona. Anyways, moving on. Don't hate me. They also try to rewrite history. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. And that person, you still haven't answered what I said about you still didn't You still didn't say what or answer what I said. Like, am I wrong that they do that? Am I wrong that they do that? Like, try to, keep his, like, he voice the whole time, which is stupid because that's not actually Michael Jackson. So you're not actually telling a story about Michael Jackson. You're telling what people had the image of Michael, which isn't the same thing. I saw another. Yeah, you kind of just want to remember the music so you don't like biopics. I'm cool with one if you go into depth about it. But I think also it needs to be enough time where you don't really, like, know or remember. I think it was somebody. Hold on. I thought I saw a comment and I was going to respond to it, but now it's like, I think I might have lost it. Oh, Larry, you actually saw this scary movie too? Man, that scary movie sucks so bad, bro. And the crazy part about it is, some people that are just like, I don't know, I just think you're kind of weird when you do this. They're like, oh, were you offended? Bro, I'm sorry. That movie offended nobody. Like, that movie wasn't even offensive. Like, it was just bad. It was just really bad. It was jokes that went on for too long. A lot of times it felt like old man yells at cloud, It was just, it was lame. Do a Thriller outfit. I'm a Michael Jackson fan, by the way. I love Michael Jackson. But yeah, I heard quite a few things. Oh no, it was something about the Michael movie that I was gonna mention. What was it? What was it? I don't know. I just heard they don't go like really dark with anything with it. And I hate when people start saying, well, they're going to do that in the next one. Like, bro, like, it's an individual movie. I heard that it was a very just kind of generic guy come up movie, not like a go in depth about anything. And I don't like slideshows. What's Better Man? Oh, I heard Better Man was good. I have not seen that. That's a really weird one. It's like with the CGI monkey. It didn't do as well. I think it bombed in the box office, but apparently it was pretty good. Talking about controversial artists. Anyone going to see Kanye at the Alamo Dome? Mayor Jones tried to cancel it in city council. Tried to cancel it? Kanye music suck nowadays. It's so bad. It's surprising how bad Kanye music is. Oh, Invincible season 4 was so good, yeah. She tried to cancel the concert there? That's weird. Like, Kanye isn't like, who's that guy? I can't remember his name. That Nazi that goes on live streams or something. I guess Kanye is one, but he kind of he came off of that, right? He's like backed out from that. Makes it a little better, not a lot of better though. Fuentes. Yeah, it's not like you're having like a big Fuentes. Like I think yeah, you probably don't want that type of gathering in your city, but Kanye, yeah. A lot of people just kind of like passively listen, or like they were just fans of his a long time ago, so he can do no wrong. Like it wouldn't be nothing crazy. That would bring in a lot of money, wouldn't it? Like Kanye West. Yeah, Fuentes dude. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like that guy. You don't want to get together with that. Bro, Clan, search up LaMelo Ball arrives in Minnesota. What you mean? Nothing came up. It's an AI vid. Oh, I don't want to watch an AI vid. I'm cool. AI vids aren't. They're usually not that funny to me. All right. Terrace Reed. Oh, actually, no, it was something else I wanted to. I don't think I saved it. Okay, where is it? Alright, we'll watch it in a minute. Actually, I do have something else. All right, so here's the thing. Brian Wright did like a 14-minute back and forth discussion on the San Antonio Spurs. I'm gonna ask the chat this because I'm gonna ask you guys a question, then we'll do the sponsor and we'll go back to it. Do you guys want to go through the entire 14 minutes, or do you want to go through 2 clips in particular from it that people are highlighting? You tell me. We'll go through it. I'll probably speed it up just a little bit, but yeah, let me know. But Brian Wright apparently had a lot to say, and I did see some of the highlights already. But I mean, if you want to go through the whole thing, we can. First come, first serve. It's up to y'all. All right, so big shout out to Prize Picks if you guys are interested. The World Cup is currently going on, so if you want to do your own lineups, please just do more or less on stats. You could possibly win yourself some moolah. And if you're like, Clint, I don't really have the money to do that. Well, you'll get $50 instantly on your first $5 if you use promo code HMA. So use promo code HMA, use a link in my description box, and you are good to go, my friends. So yeah, there's that. All right. Everyone voted for going through the whole thing. All right. I should have put a poll up, but I can see the chat. Brian Wright. Let's listen to our boy. 14 minutes, nearly 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to speed it up a little bit.
Start really quick.
Dang. He's ready to start really quick. All right, so first, let me say this about Brian Wright. I think that he gets a lot of hate, and I think a lot of it isn't deserved. So this is what I think. This is my theory, okay? I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is real, but let me say this. So I saw a lot of Spurs fans upset with our roster. They're like, oh my God, you brought in Plumlee, Olynyk, and they're unplayable. We have, earlier in the season, you had Jeremy Sohan, and people were like, he doesn't get playing time. We have Harrison Barnes, and they're like, he doesn't get playing time. This is what I think is going on. So with any transition, there's going to be an adjustment. So what we know of Popovich, and he talked about this before, is oftentimes he have a little bit to say about who comes to the team, but for the most part, he allows the front office to do their thing. He evaluates the players that he does get. And then from there, he's like, okay, let me try to put everyone in the best position to succeed. That's how Popovich worked. But Popovich has also been a coach for like forever. So he's been an NBA coach since the 90s. So you could do that with him and it'd be totally fine, right? I think with Mitch Johnson this season, I could be wrong, but I think maybe they took the same approach. They got certain players, got the team together. You really didn't have a true off, like you had one off season with him as the coach, and maybe they were just like, hey, let's do it how we usually do it. Give you some guys. Hey, we think that this will fill the roster. Hey, we think this will work. But now it seemed like they had to go back to the drawing board and they had to talk to Mitch Johnson and really get all the insight you possibly can and say, hey, what is it that you want? Like, what type of guys do you want? And funny enough, all the guys that we ended up drafting feels like Mitch Johnson guys. Like, truly. Like, the type of players that would get playing time, that he liked putting in the game, these are those types of guys. Just hard-nosed, dogs defensively, tough, plays hard on every single possession. Obviously, there's been a meme that Mitch Johnson doesn't coach. He just tells you to play hard. But all of them just seems like his types of guys. So it feels like the entire team has come together to figure this thing out. And it's a beautiful thing. So I think he just needs a little bit more, like, not even necessarily guidance, but just more interaction with everybody so we can see if we're all on the same page. Because from my understanding, what I heard from behind the scenes is that the front office earlier in the season was kind of frustrated and confused by why Sohan wasn't getting minutes. And even Popovich had to go and talk to him. And then I don't know if you guys remember that when we talked about it. Right after that, he got some minutes. So it obviously worked short term. And then other guys as well not really being fully utilized. I think the front office is like, okay, what do you want? like what do you want us to bring to this roster, right? Which I think is healthy. You need that communication. He's not Pop. He can't just work with anything.
Obviously, each draft, you don't know what the night's going to bring unless you draft at the top of the draft. So we're excited tonight to get a couple guys that we think can really help our team now and also into the future. As you can see, we had a type. We added a couple of big bodies, physical, athletic, different profiles, a little bit, one being younger with, huge upside, and obviously one being, a little bit older we've seen develop. We also think with really good upside. So we're excited.
Yeah, I'll slow it down just a little bit.
To add both young men to the program and continue to build from here.
With Jaden, I guess the question is his knee. I don't know how much he was able to do for you guys or any of his pre-draft, but how comfortable you are with that part of it and with his medicals, and what gives you that confidence?
We do our homework, and we've got a great medical team that's very thorough in their analysis and process. And we've spent time with his representatives going through where he is in his rehabilitation process and what the options are. And we got comfortable about what that looks like today, and then the long-term prognosis as well.
He'll be out, maybe out indefinitely. He said he's going to have another procedure, Brian.
Yeah, TBD. I think we'll spend some time with them once he gets here. He came in and visited, so our doctor said spend some time, but we'll get the people much smarter than us to take a look and come up with the best plan for him. And if that is the best plan for him, then we will do that and take a very long-term approach. He's got tremendous talent, and unfortunately that was cut short a little bit due to injury. But
and if you guys don't know, I already said this in another segment, but he did work out with the Spurs. It was a really good workout. He's moving around totally fine. The surgery is more so just clean up around the knee. So
had it not been, maybe we don't have the opportunity to draft him. So I think again, we do our due diligence to the best of our ability, and we feel good about where he is.
Is there a correlation between
that too? You got to take the good with the bad, right? I saw quite a few people on draft night saying, "Hey man, well this guy's injured. Why did we take somebody that's injured?" You wouldn't have got him if he was not, right? So the type of talent the Spurs just got, you got a top 7 pick at 20. So keep that in mind. You got someone who could have been or should have been expected to be a top 7 pick before the Kentucky season. So
with Jaden's current situation, and then making the decision to trade up for someone like Terrace to fill out the roster a little bit.
I think in the draft, you try not to look at fitting the roster and trying to do things for the now, but it is an added benefit that Terrace is experienced. He comes from a very great program, playing for Coach Hurley. We had a little luck there, taking somebody from that program once before.
What does he mean by in the draft you don't really think about what to do now? Is he just trying to say since they're rookies, they might not be able to contribute right now? I'm gonna say this with my whole heart. I think they'll be able to contribute pretty early. Like their roles, and I'll give Mitch Johnson some credit for this. He's really good at simplifying guys' roles. Some guys' roles get a little too simplified, but he is really good at communicating and players knowing what they're supposed to do. And the added benefit is that we got big men, and it's typically easier for big men to perform early on in the NBA than it is a guard, right? There's so many more things you have to juggle as a guard versus a guard or a wing versus a power forward or center. So they'll be able to contribute right off the bat. But it's good that he didn't. I guess he didn't say that. I don't know.
And so we felt very comfortable that if needed, he can come in and provide some help. But I think we just looked at both players in a vacuum and how they add to this team, whether they're playing day one they step in the building, or it's a few months from now, whatever it is, we do think what he brings to the table is something we really value.
You joked that you guys had a type tonight, but when it comes to both those guys, what are you seeing from them from a human perspective, just what they're bringing personality-wise that you liked from both of those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to spend time with both and doing your homework, you get to know some of the things that guys are into, hobbies, see how they fit in the locker room. We were fortunate. Some of our players had actually played with Jaden, and so I got to pick their brain a little bit. They've interacted with him and know him. He likes chess, so we'll see if we have a little matchup with him and Vic. No, and then obviously with Terrace being at UConn.
They were very smart with this. Like you basically chose Jaden Quaintance, not just because he fits and we need that position and he's really good at it, but he also fits with Wemby as far as he loves chess, he loves anime, or he loves manga. So I'm assuming he loves anime. So maybe he connects with Fox, and then like he's about to say here, like our boy T, he's from UConn, so connects with Castle. Ooh, what are you guys talking about? I see y'all fighting, but the chat isn't showing up on the right side, it's just showing up on the screen. I don't know why y'all fighting. What y'all fighting about?
In Michigan before that, we had a chance to really spend time and get to know his background and him as a person. And they're just hardworking. They care. They're good teammates. And I think they bring something both on and off the court that will really help us.
A huge part of the finals and the playoff run was Victor's minutes, trying to keep him fresh for crunch time, and then like how do you play without him on the court?
Mm-hmm.
How much did those things factor into your decision tonight?
Again, I don't think it factored in much. I think the things that they bring to the team, physicality, rim protection, rebounding, the ability to guard in different coverages, screening, like those types of things are incredibly important. And you don't hear that as much sometimes when you talk about the draft and upside, but those are things that are very important to how teams function and work together. The ability to finish around the basket, the ability to pass on the short roll. There's a lot of things that they do. And yes, the more depth you have, the ability to, manage minutes, et cetera. But we just think that they're two really good players that add dynamics and elements to our team that
we really need it. My initial reaction was, oh, is Luke Cornett gone? And then I had to slap myself out. I deleted that tweet because I tweeted out so quick. And I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would Cornett be gone? It comes down to this. Just because you add talent to a certain position doesn't necessarily mean another guy is gone. It just means that we have more versatility now, right? You have a deeper front court, right? The Spurs already were building their backcourt pretty well, but we needed that front court. And now we got way more flexibility. And Wemby is not only going to be better than he was this season, but now he's going to be better with a lot more help and guys that can take on those tougher matchups. So number one, he doesn't get tired. And number two, he can get easier shots off. So it's a big deal. And also keep in mind, Jaden Quaintance, whenever he can play, he's a very smart player as well. So he's going to be finding Wemby for little dump offs and finding guys in the corner and stuff like that. He's a good passer. But yeah, you guys are apologizing for the politics thing. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think I brought anything up. Did I? Are you talking about the mayor? They were probably talking about the mayor, wasn't it? I don't know. I'm not from San Antonio. I don't know. I am a leftist though. You guys probably already knew that already. It's pretty obvious. I think the flowers on the hat gave it. I'm just kidding. I am a leftist though. I am a leftist.
We haven't talked to you since the finals. Does, this season, this great season, reaching the finals, does it change your thinking at all as far as, just methodically building this step by step? Are you still in that mindset?
Oh, not you, Clint. No.
And have more immediacy?
No, Clint, no.
I've always said, like, the guys on the court will dictate how fast we go. They drove really fast this year.
It's not
that
me.
said, this group got there,
Okay,
right?
You're just saying it wasn't me. It was something else. Okay.
And they got there pretty quickly and very young and youthful and a lot of firsts. And so we're proud of that. And I think we're always going to be methodical in our approach and our analysis of what moves make sense for this team. But it was obviously a great season, like you said, and a lot to learn and grow from. And I know the guys will take that in the summer and continue to improve.
And Dylan had such a great finals. Is there a priority giving him a bigger role next season?
You got to wait till you talk to Coach Mitch.
Coming out soon? I was just saying, Coach, you had such a great defense.
When do we talk to Mitch? I want to talk to Mitch about that.
Last season, with the 2 picks, what do you feel like they could bring to the team to enhance that even more?
Yeah, I think the thing you learned across the playoffs was just the physicality part, right?
By the way, shame on people. Like, seriously, shame. I just want to say shame on people who threw Mitch Johnson under under the bus or talk trash about Mitch Johnson and bash Mitch Johnson for a specific thing that really bothered me. Like, at the beginning of last season, there were so many people saying that he's just like a puppet and Popovich is pulling the strings and the organization is pulling the strings. That shame on you for saying that, okay? I really hate that. I don't like that narrative. I'm sorry if they were just pulling the strings. I don't know. In the finals, maybe it didn't go the way that it went. Like, he made mistakes and he was the coach. Like, there's no doubting that he was the coach. I think when I became the most bought in on Mitch was probably the Pistons game. That's when I was like, okay, that first Pistons game, I was like, this team plays hard. I already knew they did, but that was a whole nother level that we saw. And that's when I was like, yeah, we can go on a run. But yeah, no, Mitch Johnson did a great job this season. Obviously, there's lots of things that I didn't like, but young coach, you're going to make mistakes. And, you know, he had a roster that he felt like he just didn't feel comfortable using, right? So he's not like Popovich where he can just make do with whatever you give him, you know. Not necessarily his forte.
You all saw it. We all felt it. I thought our team raised our level across each series and how we adapted and how we brought our own physicality. And I think both guys that we added tonight do that. I talked about rim protection. I talked about rebounding. We're a fast-paced, fast-playing team, and in order to do that, you got to get stops. You got to rebound. You got to protect the rim and play off your defense. And we think both in a variety of different ways and different coverages, you know, help us do that.
When you have a prospect like Jaden,
I hope we can get better at the half court though.
Who is going through some of the stuff that he's going through with the knee and everything? How do you and your group sort of approach that situation?
You were bought in on Mitch, Clan? Really? Must we have this coaching conversation again? What do you mean? Yeah, I was bought in on Mitch after that Pistons game. I think throughout the playoffs he was good. Mitch Johnson was really good throughout the playoffs. It was just the finals where it was like, whoa, you can't just let your team jack up that many shots. Like, pull some people. Why are we playing scared? Why are we coaching scared? You know, put some other guys in there. Like, it was just a lot of nonsense that was very worrisome. But that's a young coach. I'll say this. I can think of multitude of reasons to keep Mitch Johnson and not just say, let's fire Mitch Johnson right now. Like, I multiple reasons. Where when it comes to Fox, I can't think of enough for me to say don't do it. I can think of some good reason to keep him, but I can't think of enough to just flat out say don't do it at all. Because we all know Fox is gone eventually, right? Like, he's not going to be a long-term thing, right? Like, either it'll be the end of his contract, and by that time, that's when everyone getting their extensions, or it'll be in the next year or two. So it doesn't really matter.
And how do you come to an agreement on, like, this is worth the sort of, if you want to call it risk reward, I guess, but how do you decide on that?
Yeah, I think you rely on people much smarter than you that understand things medically and how we can help and actually what is actually, you know, going on.
Sorry, just really quick. Do you think we're going to be better or on defense or worse with Sweeney out? It's really hard to tell because with Sweeney's system, and they might keep it. They might try to keep that system and keep it alive, which would be fine. But I know with Sean Sweeney's system in particular, it was really good at hiding flaws of certain players, like Keldon Johnson defense, right? Even De'Aaron Fox not being the best defender in the world. You can kind of hide them because it was such a switchable defense and you just tunnel them to Wemby. But obviously in certain circumstances, in certain games, and especially in the playoffs, it didn't really work as well sometimes. I think as long as the Spurs are adding defenders, adding dogs to this roster, adding a little bit more depth, we could be better than even we were this last season. I just think Sweeney did a great job of doing more with less. We had some good defenders, really good defenders, but I think he did the most you possibly could with that. But now we're going to add even more. We've already added like 4 good defenders. I mean, 2 of them probably won't play. 2 of them probably be 2 ways, but we added 4 really good defenders, so we'll be fine.
And so there's a lot of analysis. There's a lot of, you know, trust in that and working with his representatives. And, you know, we believe that he's someone that will have a long career and we can help him get there.
Jaden being so young,
What was it about him as a player, as a prospect, that made you say, whatever risk there is here, it's worth it to take a swing?
He's just he's just scratching the surface as to what he could be. And had he not been hurt, he's probably not sitting there. If he played a full season and did some of the things we saw him do while at Arizona State, and you got to remember he was the youngest player in college basketball at one point. And so to come in and compete, college basketball has gotten a lot older with NIL and guys staying in school longer. So when you see a 17, 18-year-old coming in and competing with guys that are 22, 23, 24 in some cases, and not only holding his own, but bringing physicality, bringing force, being able to play at that level, it's really, really impressive. And so we think as we continue to build this out, and obviously we'll be patient and deliberate with him, but we think there's a lot of room for him to continue to grow.
I think they're a great locker room last year. Like, the GM, big job, part of it is like making sure there's chemistry, you guys get along. That works so well. What do you think made that happen? Like, why the guys root for each other, play for each other so well, and how hard do you think it's going to be to replicate that every single day?
Hold on. You said Pop made bad guys good, like Green and Marco Bellinelli? Danny Green and Marco Bellinelli were good. They were good anyways. But then to say, like, Mitch could only win with talent, Vic, Steph, Harper, any coach can win with those guys. I don't think so. Like, I think you got to keep in mind that throughout the season, the Spurs made a lot of mistakes. Like, they're a young team. They were making a lot of dumb mistakes throughout the season. Even in our wins, they were pretty iffy sometimes. But to say he didn't inspire guys, like, I think that is what Mitch Johnson does, honestly. Like if there's anything he does well, it's inspiration. And everyone was playing above their pay rate. Everyone was playing above their role. Everybody. Like, the type of positions we had to put Devin Vassell in and certain stops he had to make, that was pure effort, and that was coaching you up, right? The little details. Stop, messing up small details. Same thing with the role that Dylan Harper had to play at times throughout the season. Steph Castle, bro. We had Steph Castle on big man at times. We had Keldon Johnson on centers and power forwards at times. Like, it was, everyone was playing above what we thought was possible. Like, you were playing, to give him credit, you were playing with less. You had a bunch of guards and you had a center, and then you had Cornette, who you could barely play because he get attacked on every single play. And then, you had other people on your roster that, in the coach's perspective, you just couldn't really do anything with them, with how he wanted the team to play. So give him some time. Give him some time. I got on to Mitch. I'll blame Mitch for the finals all day, all night. But he is a young coach. So let's give him – I'm going to give him a little bit of room. I think Mitch Johnson's done a really good job this season. Now, if you don't want to give Fox that much, I'm not really mad at you for that. Also, I mean, I know it was the injury with Fox, but more so it was throughout the season that really bothered me. Like, even games, like, once again, even games we won, it was just wasted possessions from him at times, just really sloppy with the ball and finishing stretches. And then I just, ugh. He was good this season. He was an all-star, but ugh. It was times where I was like, I don't know. But
well, the good thing is, we got a lot of guys that are coming back, right? So you're not having to build a whole new locker room. I think all the credit for that goes to those individuals in the locker room. It's our job to continue to try to do the work to find the right type of person and player, and it's their job to take a mature, professional approach, an unselfish approach, an approach that's led by a bigger picture and a goal, and how they come together. And those guys, to a man in that locker room, all accepted and embraced.
Oh, by the way, guys that didn't want Cameron, or did want Cameron Carr, apparently this from what I heard, all right, don't tell nobody. Apparently the interviews didn't go well. They didn't like his interview. So there you go. They didn't like his interview. That's all you need to know.
Just a togetherness and a bond, and
so makes sense. Type of guy you want, and him talking about how you want a certain type of guy, you want to be unselfish, they didn't like his interview.
Want it for one another, more so than themselves. And look, there's a lot of noise oftentimes that happens around the game. The NBA is an amazing sport. It's a big spectacle. We've been on the biggest stage, and those guys never faltered. They're always together. They're always rooting for one another. I've been in the NBA a little bit,
was it phylum?
and it's not something you see all the time. And when you have it, you have to foster it, you have to encourage it. And I know they all believe that was a huge part of why we had the success that we did.
I think Phylons went bad too. Let me see who he used to play for, and then I'll know for sure if this was the right person I'm thinking of.
Your assessment of Mitch's job,
his went bad.
Throughout the year, and then in the playoffs too, where he did have a few, learning moments, I guess, and just your overall assessment of the job.
People wanted Phylons.
I mean, year one, young team to be playing where we played. I've heard a lot of terms ahead of schedule and all these things. You guys got all these schedules that we never get. So the next schedule that you guys come up with, send it to me so we know. No, I thought the coaching staff and Mitch did an amazing job. You just asked about the locker room and the togetherness. The players create that, and the coaches help foster that, and they create an environment on the basketball court where, we bring the principles and things that they believe in to life. And you look at the growth of this team.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Carr. Apparently, what was it? I think it was Carr. Maybe I won't just say it because it might not have been Carr that I'm thinking of. I know his interview didn't go well. Carr's interview didn't go well, but also I think is he the one that transferred? If he's the one that transferred, that's who I'm thinking of. I mean, plenty of players transfer, but apparently something happened where he transferred and didn't even say anything. Like, he didn't even tell anybody. He just left. I don't know if it was like before the game or something. And I think the Spurs asked him about that, and he didn't have an answer.
Made from the start of the season to the end. It's that player commitment, and it's that coach-led disciplined work ethic. This is who we are every day, and we're not going to deviate from that. And I thought they did a phenomenal job. And he mentioned learning moments. I think we all have learning moments each and every single day, and I think all of us organizationally can look back at this season and find moments where we can all get better, and that's a beautiful thing. If you can have the season that we have and we all say, hey, there's things that we can all do better for one another, that's absolutely something to be excited about because we can continue to grow.
You got the first round of the draft in the books tonight, second round tomorrow, and then the rest of the offseason. Is there any areas you guys are looking, need to address this or this or this?
Sleep. No, I think we'll spend some time, like I said, in reviewing where we are and what we need to get done. I think again, it's a great group. We've got a lot of that group coming back, and so we'll continue to do our due diligence. But we believe in the team that we had. We believe that we were there for a reason. I do want to give credit to the New York Knicks, that organization, Leon Rose and Mike Brown and those players. They did a phenomenal job in an incredibly tough series, and they won the NBA championship and they earned it. And so I want to make sure I said kudos to them. But we do feel like we have something that can continue to be good. And you're not promised anything, you're not guaranteed anything. But I know the group that we have is committed to doing the work and staying together, and that's what we'll do.
De'Aaron got a lot of heat for the finals. How much did his ankle play into that? And where's your confidence level in him going forward?
The confidence level is incredibly high. And De'Aaron is not one to, you guys talk to him, he doesn't make excuses, he doesn't shy away from anything. I think
he doesn't shy away from anything. I'll say that. He doesn't make excuses. He definitely doesn't make excuses. He shot away, though. Why'd you take that shot? Whatever. I just thought I'd outrun him. That's kind of shying away from it. It's dismissive, if that. Maybe that's not shying away. Maybe it's just dismissive. He did make excuses, kind of. I don't know if he really made excuses. He didn't really make excuses. Like, I do think he's tough. Like, yeah, never mind. I don't know.
As I said earlier, there are moments for all of us to reflect back. I'm like, man, we can do this better. We can do this better. I know he's approaching the summers. He can continue to improve. And you guys saw him, prior to the injury. Obviously, the injury is a real thing, but we have the ultimate faith in De'Aaron and who he is as a player, what he's been for us, and what he means to this team. And
let me say this with my whole chest, okay? De'Aaron Fox was much better before the injury. I think we all can agree that he was much better before the injury. What we didn't expect is that maybe he's not that great of a finisher in these games, which I didn't expect that. And I think maybe even the coaching staff didn't expect that. Well, obviously they didn't because they thought that he was. So he hasn't been the best finisher throughout the season, even in good games he's had, there's just been so many moments where I just kind of scratch my head like, that was a really bad decision there. That's a bad shot selection. And that was when he's healthy. And I'm just like, why are we taking these? Yeah. But most of the season, I was just like, okay, the playoffs is when he'll turn it up a notch because he's been deferring all season, and that's when it'll turn up. And no, it didn't. It kind of didn't, you know? So I'm glad that the team has his back. I'm glad that they're being very optimistic. And obviously, you know, you won't throw him under the bus right here. Like, why would you do that? And also, you wouldn't talk about trading him right here. Why would you do that? So, look, he's on the roster. I'm cool with it. I think that he's great insurance. I think he relieves a lot of stress off the other guys by being a third ball handler. But if something better came along, I don't think the Spurs hesitate. But it's fine. It's fine. He's doing his thing. I think he'll be much better this season. And to be fair, even with how poorly he played, the Spurs could have still won those games. Not only that, they could have still won those games, especially if we had just a power forward. Could you imagine just having a power forward against the Knicks? Like, a lot of those rebounds that they got in those certain situations would not have been as bad. We would have had a little bit more flexibility in getting Wemby rest. We couldn't go small ball at all. Like, you were kind of stuck with going Wemby at center or Cornette at center. Like, you didn't have much room to operate there. So you bring him in, Quaintance, that is. You bring in another power forward and Terrace Reed, and you're good to go. You know, Fox is not getting traded. I don't think Fox is getting traded this season for sure. Like, I don't think so. I think he eventually will. I think in the next year or two. And it won't be a matter of like Fox is garbage. It's just the Spurs making their team better. And yeah, I think he will be. Yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't think that though. I mean, his whole contract is kind of perfect for that. Like, you can either end up trading him next year or two, or you can let it run out and then just don't sign him back and everyone else getting their extension. So, but yeah, we don't dump players after a bad season, and it wasn't a bad season. That's true. Just that last 10 games or so. I'm gonna say this for me personally. Let me say this about De'Aaron Fox. For me personally, I think that he has certain tendencies throughout the season that I saw, even when he was playing well, to like just be lazy with the ball in crucial moments, like just kind of waste possessions down the stretch of games. You also had that mix of Mitch Johnson not really writing anything up in clutch situations like against the Warriors and just saying, hey, go get us a bucket, De'Aaron Fox. And yeah, maybe the clutch player of the year stuff is a little overblown. And I just think when you get to the playoffs, they're going to expose the worst parts of you. And you saw it from everybody. Like, for instance, Steph Castle, when he went against the Thunder, those first two games, averaged like 10 turnovers, which is disgusting. But they really highlighted the worst part of his game, which he can be turnover prone. And I think with De'Aaron Fox, it really highlighted his flaws as well. And then when you get to the finals and you get hurt, now he's even worse, right? So it just piled on to the point where you got like this just trash. I mean, he was just trash in the finals, just absolute garbage, if I'm just being real, how he was playing. Injury, yes. And then, also, going against good teams, they're starting to expose some of your worst tendencies. So I think he can get better, obviously. I think he will be better. But I'm really hoping that Mitch Johnson leans on Dylan Harper more. Let him be the guy. And Fox, you do your thing too. And Fox is going to have I think a better season this season. But yeah. We just got to do better.
There's no wavering in that at all.
The biggest question with this team is, after Harper was so great in the postseason, is what's the long-term plan with the guards you have? How do you envision this playing out over the next several years?
They'll continue to play, and there'll be a tough matchup for anybody that has to guard them. And, I think we saw them.
That's true. He was just making low IQ elementary plays. I'm never going to get over. I brought this up to somebody, and I'm going to throw it to you. I'm going to throw it to you, chat. I'm going to ask you a question, because we were having a discussion on how bad that Fox layup was, where he got blocked by OG, 12 seconds left. You're up by 1 and attempting a shot on OG. And I said, what's worse, Just to try to highlight how bad that play was. What's worse in that situation? Stopping at half court and just chucking up a half court shot in that moment, or attempting a layup on OG Anunoby. Up by 1, 12 seconds left. Which one is the worst play? What do you guys think? I'll let you answer that.
In different situations, we saw 2 guards on the floor. We saw 3 guards on the floor. I think we'll continue to see all of that. And our opponents probably don't like when they see them on the floor. They're a tough matchup. And so we'll continue to put them in situations for them to be at their best. And I think they'll learn from this year on how they continue to play off one another and support one another. And we go from there.
Talking about guys like Steph and Dylan and Victor, obviously you've spent the last several drafts operating at the top of those boards, and I'm just wondering if there's any difference at all in the evaluation process between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and where you guys were this year.
Not in the process. I think the process, you try to run the same. Now, obviously, you got to wait much longer to get to pick 20 than you do pick 2, and a lot happens in between. But I think the process of how you analyze the players, how you analyze the fit, how you analyze what to do with each pick, I think we do the same thing each and every year, and we try to refine that process to get better at it. But whether it's pick 2 or pick 20 or whatever the case may be, I think we try to maintain the level of depth and research and analysis and try to make the best selections we can.
Yeah. It's not guaranteed we get the rebound steal after a half-court shot. A half-court shot probably goes out of bounds. We don't know. But you might, I mean, in my opinion, you take a half-court shot, you might get an extra second off the clock. Like, that's how bad that attempt was. Him stopping at half-court and chucking up a shot would have been a better decision than what he chose to do, you know? That's my only thing, is that you could have put an extra second off the clock. Both are horrible decisions, but I don't think they're equal. I just think that's how bad that was. And then you add that on top of the fact that you had just got locked down by OG 3 other times before that. Near that moment, 3 other times before that. And then in that play, it's not like he didn't see OG coming. He saw him coming. It felt like he genuinely didn't know what the score was. That's what it felt like. It just felt like he didn't know what the score was. That's how bad that play was. So, yeah, that's one of those where you can't just fully blame injury on that, right? And if you are injured, why are you taking that shot? What are you doing? What are you doing? I thought he was going to dribble off his heel on the way to the layup, too. Oh, oof. Also, a block like that, I mean, you remember who won that game, right? I mean, you just gave them more momentum. So I'm going with the half-court shot. Because you gave him that block. You gave him that block. He's fired up. Team fired up. Crowd's fired up. It's a huge moment. It's kind of the highlight of the finals. And then he finished you off. Like, yeah, I think the layup on OG is worse than just chucking up a half-court shot in that situation. That's how bad it was. Yeah, he should just... We all know he should have dribbled it out. It's kind of funny because I think all of us had this same reaction in real time. Like, what are you doing? Anyways. He could have literally just pump faked for the time. Yeah, he could have. Yeah, it might be worse, but it would look worse. That's true. That's true. It would look worse. That would look like, what? That would look like you literally were paid. Yeah, that would look like you were paid to lose this game. But anyways, do I believe in Fox? I think Fox can be much better than he was. And I don't think it's necessarily getting fully on Fox. I'm more on the coaching staff for how we've used him. Because he hasn't been him. And they treated him, even when he's injured, like he's him, which is very frustrating. So it's really on Mitch, but he's a young coach. We got to the finals. I know that's not good enough, but we'll be all right. We'll win. We'll win. I believe in Fox. That's fine. You can believe in Fox. You can believe in Fox. Clan been watching for a long time. I would love to be a mod for you. Let's make this man a mod. And I'm going to keep this in the segment too. Let's make this man a mod. Where you at? Freedom fighter. As moderator. Standard. There you go. All right. Welcome. I love Fox on a $10 million a year contract, not a 40-50. $10 million is crazy. I think Fox should be like on a he plays like he should be like on a 20 something to 30. Y'all saw that Reed, that Austin Reeves man, that Austin Reeves deal was crazy. I was not expecting that. That means LeBron is definitely gone. LeBron is definitely gone. He is gone. Thanks, dude. Go Spurs, go. Heck yeah. Can I have one? Yeah. Yeah, let's give these mods out. The real Bobby is here a lot. All right, no more mods tonight. But you are around a lot, so there you go. You mean Braun Jr.? Why is LeBron gone? LeBron is gone because they're not going to pay him. Like, the Lakers aren't going to pay LeBron whatever he's looking for. I would love for him to come to the Spurs. I don't see LeBron taking a $15 million. He's just not like that, bro. He will be perfect for us, too, mind you. He'll be absolutely perfect. He should have retired after the bubble championship. Did you watch LeBron versus the Rockets? LeBron still got it, bro. His IQ is insane. Like, I was watching that series. I was like, this got to be the highest IQ player I've ever seen, that I've ever witnessed. Like, him and Chris Paul. Good God. Sent one. What is that? I've never seen that before. Sent one clan, the Spurs fan, gift memberships. Who you send that to? How's that work? Giveaways? Received a gift? Oh, that's pretty cool. Thanks for doing that, Larry. It's nice of you. I've never seen that before. I don't know how YouTube works, and I'm on it all the time. All right, guys, let's do 2 more segments. What else we got here? We have... I wasn't expecting to go through that whole thing. But that's okay. All right, guys. Ready to listen to Terrace Reed? All right. So as you guys know, the San Antonio Spurs, they did something special. You went and got Jaden Quaintance, which is a player that is going to be really good. A lot of upside. I mean, all-star caliber upside in the future. But right now, how he could work with us now, once he's healthy, I'm suspecting around January is when he could start getting playing time. That's just me personally. That's me being conservative with it. But I think that's when we'll probably see him. But I do believe that Reed is a day one minutes guy. Like, people want to bring up, which is really strange that people do this. People love to bring up, like, G League any chance they get. Like, oh, this guy's going to G League. This guy's going to G League. That's not necessarily true, especially when you have certain players. It depends on how your roster is set up. You're not going to be just thrown to the G League, right? So I don't think that'll be the case here. As much as Carter Bryant has messed up throughout the season, Mitch Johnson didn't just throw him to the G League, right? So I don't think that'll happen in the midst of this season, especially with guys in a position that we definitely need and who are game ready, NBA ready. And Reed is NBA ready. So you have the prospect that's going to be really good this season and in the future. Just his offensive game, he's going to get better at that, but he's so good. And then you got Reed, who is ready right now. His game is pretty simple. He's going to do the dirty work. He's going to rebound. He's going to be a rim runner for you. He's going to be a good defender. So you got a good player in him. So let's listen to him. I don't think that on this channel we listen to any interviews, but this is him talking to our media. But before we do that, big shout out to Prize Picks. If you guys want to get in on the World Cup, create your own lineups, and possibly win some moolah, you just do more or less on stats. I won't tell you who to choose. I don't know any of these players. Well, I know Messi. I know him. He's popular, but I don't know anyone else. So maybe go more on him. But if you guys are interested, go check it out. Do more or less on the stats, create your own lineups, and use promo code HMA. You can see at the top right, and you'll get $50 instantly on your first $5 lineup. So, yeah, go check that out. All right, let's listen to what he has to say.
60% from the field on post-ups. He's good in pick and roll situation.
Please welcome Terrace Reed Jr. from UConn.
We've already said this, but Quaintance, he's going to be able to connect with Fox and Wemby because he loves chess and he loves manga, which I don't know. I don't know how much Fox actually loves like manga or anime in general. I know he just likes Dragon Ball. But this guy right here went to UConn, so he's going to be cool with Castle. Spurs going to have some besties.
Terrace, welcome to San Antonio. Jacob Toby here with Spurs TV. Is that some Husky blue that you got on right there on your polo?
Some Husky blue, yes, sir.
Okay.
Gotta represent.
There you go. Speaking of the Huskies, what has it been like to talk with Stephon Castle, if you have had time to talk with him already about being his teammate here in San Antonio?
Yeah, he reached out, but I definitely gonna talk to him more, but just know.
Oh, I got this like sped up. Dude, I was like, is he okay? I was like, good God, is he all right? Imagine him and Devin Vassell next to each other talking. Oh my God.
I got another fellow UConn Husky to play alongside with this year. It's gonna be pretty special. You know, definitely gonna talk about some cool, crazy, funny Hurley stories or just something that he went through that we both went through playing in that program. But yeah, just excited to get to play with another Husky.
The Spurs traded back into the first round to go get you. What does that mean, and what was it like to see their name pop up, or when you found out that it was the Spurs?
Yeah, it was a blessing, man, just to play in such a prestige.
Here, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. This is him on a Zoom. He says, I'm not coming here to be no superstar, to be a hero. I'm coming here to do my job. There you go. How many people we got in here? About 200? 200 people just fell in love with our boy.
Elite, legendary organization as a San Antonio Spurs. So just to be here is just a blessing, you know, just around these great people. You know, get to really feel the city and just a support system. So just ready to go.
When we talked to you the other night, you called your game like ugly and gritty. Most draft picks want to like make their game sound like pretty and exciting to sell. Why do you lean into that idea of what your game is?
Yeah, I feel like, that's what helped us win, man. I feel like, especially going to last year, senior year at UConn, going all the way to a national championship, I really had to embrace like that, the part of the game where you, like I said, you might not get a lot of credit for. So just my screening, my rebounding, my physicality, just being just a force down low on both sides of the court. And I feel like that's what I got to do to win. Sign me up, 10 out of 10, I'll do it every time.
Oh, man. This is... I'm a Spurs fan, and I'm terrified, bro. I'm terrified. I feel like we're going into that Shaq era, where everyone were drafting guys to try to stop Shaq. And I think we're going into the era where a lot of people are going to start drafting guys to slow down Wemby. And now Wemby just got goons surrounded around him. This is just not good. This is not good for the NBA. This is not good. This is going to ruin the sport you love. It's great for me, but yikes.
Yeah, Terrace, if the numbers are right, your wingspan is the exact height that Victor's listed at, so seems like you can reach pretty high. Just curious what you think, how much that helps, as simple as it is, how much does that help you on defense, and how do you envision yourself kind of adding to this defensive presence that the Spurs have already?
Yeah, the Lord blessed me with a great wingspan, great size, great physicality. So being able to use that to my advantage on the court, especially at the next level. So I feel like that's going to be just great playing alongside, playing with Wemby, whatever my role is this year. And
what I notice is he got a lot of battle scars. He does play hard. I see one here. I see one here. I see one here. I see one here. I see one here.
Yeah, it's going to help on the defensive end, help me grab, snag offensive rebounds on the offensive end, and really just be a force on both sides of the court.
Yeah, and you mentioned
there's one here too.
And some crazy Hurley stories. I'm curious if you have any you're willing to share.
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people haven't seen really Coach Hurley go crazy in practice. I mean, there would be times where he'll like grab his head and be like, Terrace, and then like lay at half court on his back, and then start like kicking the balls during practice, yelling at you. But it's all funny, you know. It's all fun in games because he's a competitor and we're all competitors. So just playing for a coach like Coach Hurley, I mean, he's going to coach you at the highest level. He's going to demand every ounce, every potential, everything out of you, so that like I'm here right now, I'm looking back at my whole career. It's like, man, like he really did push me to the max, and you always just so appreciative and just grateful for a coach like that.
Hey, Terrace. I was wondering if you could take us through the moment at the draft when you learned it was a trade and you were going to the Spurs, not Denver.
Yeah.
And I think you told us on the Zoom your cell phone was cutting out at that point. Or?
Yeah, man. So the whole story was, I was sitting down with my family. You know, I decided to have my draft party home in St. Louis, and so I'm sitting down, and I got a text from my guys, Aaron and Reg. They text me like, "Yo, you're going to San Antonio, blah blah blah." So I'm sitting, and they said they're going to trade with Denver. So I'm sitting down, I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, all right, I didn't get a call, like my phone bugging, my phone is tripping or what. So the pick is in, so I'm like, dang, like that's why I had my hand on my head. I was like, oh man, like I'm not going to San Antonio, something might have messed up. So when they called my name, when I saw my name on the screen, it was just like this, that was like my pure, like genuine, like raw reaction right there. I was just like, oh shoot, I'm going to San Antonio. So I was just excited and just blessed to be here.
With Victor, Steph, Dylan, Jaden, yourself, have you envisioned how good this defense can be in the coming years?
Yeah, I feel like, especially with having a young core and going to the finals, I mean, they have a lot of guys that really been to the highest level. And I like I said the other day, like I know the feeling.
Can you imagine being drafted to a team that just went to the finals, bro? Man, bro. If you perform and you do your job and you do your thing, bro, you're gonna be beloved forever, like truly forever. That's what I'm hoping. You know, by the time I upload this, I don't know, this might be outdated, but I'm hoping that the Spurs can sell that on Rui, and basically tell him like, look, you're gonna get more than likely a $15 million contract around the NBA for most teams. Come to San Antonio, get that 15 mil, and you are gonna be absolutely beloved. You are going to get so many sponsors. Your name is going to be written in history. Everyone's going to love you. You're just going to be huge in San Antonio. You'll always have a home in San Antonio. I'm hoping that that's the selling point for him. But man, can you imagine?
Like working for something so hard, tirelessly, like having sleepless nights about it, and coming up short, man, it's a different type of feeling. So having a group of guys like really with a chip on their shoulder going into next year, and that's a championship organization. So just so proud to be a part of it.
How's it going, Terrace? I wonder what your relationship has been like with your fellow draft classmates here. I know you played against Malik in college. You may have gotten him in the last game of his career there, but what conversations you guys have had and your relationship with these guys and what you think of their games?
Yeah, I mean, both these guys I've seen play in high school. I mean, Jacoby played with my guy Fee, and I played up against Malik at Duke. But yeah, these guys just getting in, so I know they're tired and just all the emotion is just high right now. So I feel like we're just excited to really be a part of the organization and really get going. You know, excited for the next steps.
Getting a look at Jaden, obviously younger than you, but your thoughts on him, you know, as a big guy who's younger than you, but picked a little higher.
Yeah, he got his head right on the shoulders, man. Just looking back at when I was a freshman, I was nowhere like that, man. Like he's really mature. He got his head right. I mean, just him. Just today, I'm watching him over there playing chess. We're talking about anime, so just appreciative to just be his teammate. I mean,
I can't call him a dork. I can't call him a nerd. I'm a nerd. It's not auto. I'm a nerd. I love my team.
So excited to see what the future holds for him. Yeah, I saw him playing him on his phone.
Hey, Terrace, can you just share who you are off of the court? Your personality, you seem very approachable. Like, who are you in the locker room?
Off the court?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an open book. I'm an open book as they come. I mean, just more of a homebody. You know, I like to stay at home, read books, go on walks, but, you know, just treating people the right way. I feel like the Lord just blessed me with this gift of just being able to communicate with people and reach people. So I feel like playing this basketball is just, that's my calling. So I just praise Jesus for it every day.
You mentioned that disappointment at the end of the season. How did you respond to that? Like, how did you lift up your teammates in those moments?
You said after the national championship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was probably the toughest moment of my life, especially like working so hard for it, not knowing if you can really get there, and then you're actually there, and then when you get there, you come up short. I mean, it's an indescribable feeling, and it's tough, it's uncomfortable, so definitely sticks with me a little bit to this day, not gonna lie, but yeah, I feel like just having a group of guys that really just went through that last year with San Antonio, and I feel like that's gonna be huge for us next year, and like I said, chip on our shoulder, you know, and wanting to really make things right.
Hey, Terrace. Welcome to San Antonio. Bienvenido a San Antonio. Paco Fuentes with Univision. I was just wondering if you had any conversations on the fan base here, or if you had any opportunity to see how they celebrate, how they take things here next level to celebrate. If you can send a message to the fan base here in San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be a part of the organization. I'm excited to see you guys. I mean, I've seen the watch parties during the finals, during the playoffs. So just having just such a strong support system is going to be huge. And I just love the friendly community and the closeness here.
What's Clan doing? Trying to stay awake.
Thank you.
Just trying to stay awake. He's great. I love him. He's a little bit more, well, I don't know. Our entire team is just very mature. Who's the most immature guy on our team? It's kind of hard to choose because no one's really immature. It's also really hard to choose because PR has gotten so much better over the years. Keldon isn't immature at all, though. Carter? Probably Carter. Yeah. Probably Carter. Maybe Cornette. Yeah, probably Carter. I don't think Keldon. I think Carter. Carter's probably the most. Yeah, it's more goofy. It's not like immature. Dylan's goofy. Yeah, they are goofy. They're not immature, though. Maybe Julian. Maybe it is Castle. Technically, it might be Castle, guys, because Castle is a crash out. I don't know if you guys noticed. He's an absolute crash out. Castle will be the first one to fight, get ejected. I know Wimby ended up getting ejected, but, like, he's a crash out, bro. Which I don't know if that's necessarily him being immature, but Dylan did repost that Harden Fox thing. Yeah, maybe it's Dylan. It's probably Dylan. What? Castle's a dog. Castle's a dog. Yeah, he's a crash out, bro. He's ready to fight all the time. Castle's more like robot. Have you been paying attention? Castle is not like a robot. Castle is... He's soft-spoken, but he's not like a rogue. Castle is always ready to fight, bro. It don't take much. He was ready to fight Caruso. It was another time he was ready to scrap in this past series. Like, he crazy. He was a robot day one. Castle ain't no robot. He's evolved. Yeah. But yeah, he has emotions. He has emotions. Anywho, good stuff. Great stuff. All right, so I don't think people will be that interested in the other rookies right now, so maybe we'll do that another time. Let me see what else I got here. Oh, I found it. Hey, Mikasa. Okay, so I found it. Okay, so I was going to do something on this, but I couldn't find the video. But now I found the video. It's actually right here. So let's see. Let me bring this up. So I got a clip here that I wanted to go to. And it's basically right after the Spurs picked Jaden Quaintance, and they had him on a Zoom call, and he has some things to say, or maybe they asked him a question. I'm not quite sure, but I do want to take a look at it and see what we think about it. But I absolutely love him as a player. Like, obviously, I love him as a player. Now, before we do that, big shout out to Prize Picks. If you guys are interested, go check it out. All you have to do is do more or less on specific players. If you know a lot about soccer or football, please do this. I don't know a ton, but at the same time, I do want to give a shout out to the sponsor. So if you guys do decide to create your own lineups, possibly try to win some moolah, it's available in a multitude of different states. Just use promo code HMA. You can see that on the top right, and use a link in the bio, and you'll get $50 instantly on your first $5. My cat is like rubbing all up on the screen right now. All right, so let's what are you doing, Mikasa? All right, let's go ahead and listen to what Jaden had to say.
Cut a lot of people out.
Oh, wait. Hold on. She's pressing buttons. Oh, no. She got her... Girl. Come on now. There we go. All right, let's turn it up, because it's turned down a little low.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be a fun team to be with, a young team also. Again, I'm a younger player, so a lot of people I could relate to more, so I felt like it would be fun.
Is he in the hospital? Oh, was he in the hospital during this? Did he already get the surgery? What's going on?
How's your health? How's the knee right now?
Still a little pain. I feel like they say I might have to do like another surgery for like my meniscus, get it cleaned up, some stuff with that, but feeling better again, pushing towards improvement. So yeah.
Do you have a date for that?
Oh, okay. He had just had the surgery. Gotcha. No, he still needs surgery. Yeah, it looked like he had one of the hospital bands on. So I guess he had did the surgery, and now he's talking about the second one he has to do, which is more so just cleaning up, which we talked about before.
Surgery yet?
Not currently, no.
With everything you've had to go through to get here, injury-wise, what are the emotions like to hear your name called up there and just kind of reflect on all that?
Well, yeah, again, obviously, I didn't get to show everything I could do as much as I wanted to last year. Felt like, again, a lot of people picked over me, didn't get to show that I could go and be one of those top guys. So, again, just getting to see what squad picked me and get to prove that I belong and get to be one of those top guys, prove that I should have been higher, and just make a point to all the teams that passed up on me. That's original emotion.
You love to see it. And that is true. He was supposed to be a top 7 pick, and he went all the way down to 20 just because of his injury. So I don't know. I don't know how many different ways I can tell you guys that I'm excited, and this is huge for our team. I truly do believe that this player alone, even if he is 50% as good as he's going to be, if we would have had him in the finals, we would have won. A lot of people have kind of gone back and forth about the finals in general and what happened, and is it this player's fault, is it that player's fault? You can pass fault around to multitude of players and obviously the coaching staff. I think this is the craziest thing. The one thing that the Spurs have struggled with all season long, and even with that handicap, they were able to get past so many teams, was that you didn't have a legitimate power forward, right? Like, you didn't have it. You had Sohan for a second, wasn't able to use them, or Mitch Johnson didn't use them, however you want to frame it, because other players, he just don't use them as well. But you didn't really have anybody, at least that our coaching staff felt comfortable with, putting out there and getting some legitimate minutes at the power forward position. So it was really much more of, hey, Castle, can you be a power forward at times? Can you guard some power forwards? Keldon, can you do it? And when you go against the Knicks, that's going to wear you down. So I think we saw a Spurs team that was better than the Knicks. And because of mismanagement, because the finals really brings out some of your biggest flaws as a coach and a player, you started to see it on full display, some of the issues we've had since day one of the season. And you get to a scenario where Mike Brown can just kind of beat you from attrition, right? Just play as many players as he possibly can, wear you down as the season goes, or the game goes on. And even though the Spurs have a 12, 15-point lead, you know, you get to that fourth quarter, everyone's tired. We're not utilizing other guys on the roster. People aren't getting breathers. The misuse of certain players has been there kind of all season long. And now it's even worse because Fox is injured and you're still putting him in the same position as a finisher, which he is not a finisher. Even when he was healthy, he wasn't that great of a finisher. So it was just a really terrible situation. Lots of things had to go wrong. And then you top of that with the fact that they can just use so many guys and wear you down. And Jalen Brunson does know how to finish games. So just nasty work overall. Very disappointing. I never felt as sick as I did after game 4. I think all of us felt sick. I've never felt that level of sick before. So just a really bad situation. But like I said, I think the Spurs addressed what they needed. And no longer are we going to be forcing players to do above their pay rate or forcing players to do, things that they just shouldn't have to. They're not going to have to play out of position. Everyone's playing out of position. And literally, quite literally, everybody. Like Keldon Johnson can't really play in his position. Julian Champagnie certainly could not. He had to guard some really big guys. Carter Bryant, when he comes in, we feel like we can only use him in small ball situations most of the time. In the finals, not so much, but most of the time we use him in small ball situations. Hey, can you run center? We did a lot of that. It was just really, really bad. But the Spurs have quite a bit of flexibility in the backcourt, and that's what allowed them to do that. But now we're going to have even more flexibility in the front court. And you top of this, even if you take this team how it is right now, right, and you add in this player, he'll be here later in the season, I'm sure. But you add in Reed, you got a really nasty roster. You have a very good roster. And you add in the fact that Wemby's going to be much better. You add in the fact that Carter Bryant, right, he had a lot of flaws that he's going to be able to work on. I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs, which they probably should, just throw him in the summer league, right? Allow him to get more reps. But his shot came along and he was shooting much better. So the Spurs have a very good team going forward, and there's no reason for me to not suspect that we'll win championship. Kind of crazy because the draft came so fast, and I'm so used to the San Antonio Spurs losing or not being in the playoffs, and then we're waiting forever. Didn't feel like we waited that long. We waited like a week after the final. So anyways, all I saw was Sohan trying to shake hands, but everyone was walking fast to the locker room, and game 4 was absolutely devastating. Game 4 made me genuinely sick. I've never experienced, it was so weird, man, because I felt genuine depression. It was sports depression. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't enjoy my next day. It took a whole day to get over that. Like I genuinely felt horrible, guys. Like I felt so sick after that game 4. Like it was disgusting. Yeah. And I want to say, oh, well, I felt that back in 2013. Not like this. No. This was way worse. This was way worse. Way worse. At least in 2013, it was like, we know going into 2014, these are the two head honchos. We're going to end up facing them again. The Spurs are too good. We stay healthy. We'll get there. But in 2013, man, that was, ugh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not 2013. That game 4 was, oof, that was, it felt like we just put a coffin in our season for no reason. Anyways, it's going to be OKC, Wolves, and Spurs for the West. I'm going to say this about the Wolves. I don't know. on paper, I think that they look really good. If they add in another, maybe another scorer or another big man, that is, or they make something work there. Maybe they're really good. But me personally, man, I think they really need a point guard, and they address that. But I don't think that they're taking into account culture. And I just don't really know, because you really are shifting up their culture, right? You got Randall gone, which I know Randall was horrible, but I'm just talking culture. You had Randall, tough, hard-nosed guy. You get rid of Nas Reed, which hard-nosed guy. And I don't know. You might have made your team more talented, but maybe a little softer, in my opinion. So we'll see. I don't think it'll be as good as you think, but I could be wrong. LaMelo and Ant is going to be a wild mix. Will they be able to coexist? They'll be able to coexist because they play completely different, I think, as far as on the court, but just personality-wise, just you got to take into account culture. They changed up their culture a lot, drastically overnight. Pretty weird stuff from Minnesota, but I don't know. Might work out for them. Not beating us, I'll tell you that. All right, guys, I am going to hop off. That's 2 hours. We've been live streaming 2.5 hours. I did more segments than I normally do, and the reason why I did that is because I'm going to be out of town for the next few days. So you won't see me until Sunday, more than likely. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. I do appreciate the love. I appreciate everybody coming through, as always. But yeah, not sure Ant will take the mellow nonsense. Might just clock him in practice. I don't think Ant's that tight. I think he will deal with it. I think them together is not good. That's just me personally. I don't know. No Reed Jr. draft reaction? What you mean? Good night, clan. Thank you for all the information and video recaps. Safe travels. Safe travels, brother. Oh, I'm not flying anywhere. I'm just going to help a family member move their stuff. Yeah, it is out of town, though. So, you put an airplane like I got to fly somewhere. I'm not flying anywhere. I just got to drive a couple hours. Reed's draft reaction when he was drafted. Oh, maybe next time. Maybe we can do it on Sunday. Yeah, maybe we can do it on Sunday. Remind me on Sunday if you're in here, July. All right, guys. I appreciate the love. I'll give it to you later. Have a good night, everybody. Worth the watch, in my opinion. Okay. Maybe next time. All right. Bye.